Fausto from CyberTrading University. Let me get a quick audio check. Could everyone hear me loud and clear? Everyone could just give me a little chat back. Let me know if everyone can hear me loud and clear in the chat. All right, just put that in the host. Just want to make sure we're broadcasting live. All right, good. Perfect. All right. So welcome, everybody. Just wanted to double check, make sure that's working. My name is Fausto Pugliese, president, founder of CyberTrading University. I'd like to thank everyone for being here. We're going to have an exciting day. First of all, there's a bunch of really good moving stocks today. I'm going to teach you why they're going up, what's driving them up, how to shadow level 3, level 4. I'm going to show you just one right now. And some of you are probably pretty familiar about it. But here's a stock that's making a really nice move, a stock called AI. And it started this morning right around $15. And you can see right now it's all the way up to $17. So this is what we're going to teach you, okay? This is what we're going to talk about. Why is the stock going up? Who's driving it up? What's making these buyers and sellers get executed? Who's executing them? Are they fake orders? Are they real orders? All those things that you wanted to learn, we're going to talk about that in the next 30 minutes. So don't go anywhere. Stick around with it. I'm going to show you why we do it. But before we do that and talk about like this one and like Tesla making a big run up right now, which if you've been following us, we've been watching stock since 100. We're going to show you what makes them drive them up. And that's the key. So let me just go right to our PowerPoint and get started. Now, listen, this is going to be an interactive type of webinar. So I need all of you to chat back, share your knowledge, ask questions. If you don't ask, you're not going to learn. Now, today we're going to cover a couple of big things. Now, we're going to talk about how to scan the market and how we find these big opportunities I just showed you. We're going to locate these big money movers. What is driving these stocks? What's making them go up? Those are the big things we're going to talk about. We're also going to, we're going to talk about how to, what brokerage firms to use. What's a good one? What's a bad one? Why we need this one? Why are these people screwing us and trying to trade against you? These are things that you probably experience them right now, but we're going to cover it as we move forward. So let's just jump right into it. Tesla this week had a really big run. Okay, you could see it, really big pop. Is this the bottom? Is it a continue? Listen, that was just this week. Look how much more it went up today. We're looking at 163. Right now, Tesla's trading at 174. Now, you're probably still stuck on talking about, oh, let me see what the ETFs are doing. Let me see what, Facebook is doing. As a professional trader, you should not care what you trade other than make money. The most important thing that you have to learn, we're going to cover, is you don't want to go trade something that is moving too fast, that's going to put you in trouble, and not knowing where the rest of the street is in the position. A couple other stocks, you probably even another one that made a big move, BZFN. This stock ran from $1.20, went to $2.80 all the way in the close. That's literally a 100% mover in one day. Okay, just here at 12 o'clock, you could see it ran from $2.20, $1.20 to $1.80. You could have been done in 30 minutes. Okay, just on that big move alone. So these are the things that you have to look at as being a trader. You want to go out there, you need to know what makes them go up, what drives them up. These are things we're going to talk about. Now, well, you could go out there, we could trade both of them. You just got to know how to get in and get out of them. So you're probably asking, the next biggest question is, how did you find them? Okay, what made these stocks move? Okay, how could you have found them, and why are only Fausto and CyberTrading University finding them? Listen, I'm not holding any punches back. We don't have a crystal ball. Okay, we don't make recommendations. We teach you how to figure it out your own. All we do is we scan the market on the big percentage gainers watch list, and we just work right off that. And if I go here and I'll show you a watch list, okay, if you click right here on the left, this little window right here, do you see a stock AI, the biggest Nasdaq gainer right there? It's the third biggest percentage gainer right there. Boyle's going up. If you work your way down that list, look over here on the left. Tesla, second biggest volume leader on the Nasdaq. Now you're like, okay, well, how do you know out of all those? Why'd you pick this one? Why? There's the one we just talked about earlier, the BZFN. Why did you pick this one and not AUVI that was up 54%? We're going to talk about that. Okay, we're going to cover that. But we don't go out there and say, hey, I got the secret, newsletter. I'm going to get you in before everybody else gets in. We don't play that game. We're going to teach you more or less how to go there. But the big thing is, how do we know which one to trade, which one we need to follow the money? Because that's where it comes down to it. Now, 4 ways to follow order flow, because that's really what we're going to look at. So we got level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. Now, my question to you is this. Does anybody here have level 3 and level 4? I'm just out of curiosity. Just give me a yes or no. Anyone here have level 3, level 4 quotes? Some of you are probably like, what the hell is level 3, level 4? I'm like, I heard of level 2. I don't really use it, but who here has it? Wow, no one here has it? No one here has it. Only one person. Majette, you don't have it? Clayton, do you have it? I see you chatting in there. Mike, anyone else? No one has it? Oh my God. Okay. All right. What you're about to see right now, you need you to be focused, because what you're about to see and what I'm about to show you is going to be very disturbing, because you're about to witness of how to read the future of the market. That's basically what you're going to be looking at. Tim, you don't have it? That's fine. Don't worry about it, Timothy. Everyone's sitting there. I'm just putting the chats in. You can see a lot of people don't have it. There are 4 ways of viewing data. Now, I guess we all could agree the way things go up and go down is buyers and sellers, right? Wouldn't you want to know where the buyer is in the stock that you're in? Wouldn't you want to know where the seller is so you know where to get out before he does? Well, to get that data and understanding where's the chart get its data from, where does a time and sales get its data from, it always comes from here. Now, I'm going to cover the 4. Now, there is level 1, level 2. Just really briefly, level 1 is really, you're just watching the ticker, or you go on any financial site. It just basically tells you what the stock is trading at, okay? It's kind of worthless. Level 2, on the other hand, a little bit more action, kind of tells you, where the stock is trading at and what exchange, like the New York Stock Exchange, Nasdaq, whatever, what that stock is trading at that exchange and how many shares. Now, the problem with level 2, it's been outdated since the 90s, okay? That's why a lot of people don't like it. Now, what do we need to trade on? We're going to talk about something called Nasdaq Level 3, which Nasdaq calls Book Viewer. We're going to start off with level 3 quotes. Does anybody here have Nasdaq Book Viewer? Just give me a chat if you have it. We got one person that says it has it. Okay. Now, just to let you know, I think I have a picture of it here, but do I have it here? Nope. Let me bring it up. So, if any of you here ever been to our website, I actually am a regular speaker at cybertrading at Nasdaq, and it's not there. It's not coming up there. Let me just bring it up here somewhere else. But there's a video you can actually watch. Just kind of bring it to my site here really quick, and just bring up a browser. There we go. Here's our website. But right here, you can watch a video. This is actually me at Nasdaq with Jill Maranjone talking about how to trade on Nasdaq Book Viewers. You got to understand and I actually was one of the beta testers when it first came out, about late 90s. Nasdaq wants you, and the exchanges, New York Stock Exchange, they want you to know how to trade the market. And that is about 50% of the failure rate. So I'm going to show you why you've been trading blind and how this stuff is going to work out for you. Now, Right here, you are witnessing every single order whoever wants to trade General Motors. Okay. Now, GM is a New York Stock Exchange stock, so please keep in mind anything you trade in New York, you trade in Nasdaq, anything on the Nasdaq, you trade in New York, and so on. But what you're seeing right here is every single order in the entire world of every single person that wants to buy GM and at what price, and they want to buy it, what they want to sell it. Now, every person here is being aggregated. So with all those orders out there, 6 orders, 7 orders, 8 orders, they all make up the amount of shares and at what price. Now, think about this for a second. What you're witnessing right now, people had to pay millions of dollars to have a seat on the exchange to get this data. Today, cost $15 a month. Now, who here in their right mind would not want to have a seat in the exchange for $15? I mean, seriously, like, you can't afford $15 to have a seat on the exchange where us market makers had to pay $1 million to have a seat on the exchange. You're wasting your time. And don't mind me, I'm a little abrasive, but I'm still some people like it, some people don't. But you're a moron, okay? Thinking that you think you know more than where Goldman Sachs, Merrill Lynch, the ECNs are, So that is the biggest thing we have to first agree upon before we continue. The next question you have to think about is this: how much bigger and better trading decisions would you have made if you were able to see where 70% of those buyers and sellers are? I mean, how many times have you bought a stock? You're like, damn it, every time I buy it, the damn thing goes down. And every time I sell it, it goes up. It's like someone's watching me. The problem is you are not watching them. So we need to find what we call these iceberg orders. That's basically what we're going to look for. Big block orders. Now, I came up with this word. If you ever hear about it, it came from me first. I did a video on it too. I came up after watching the movie The Titanic. We all know about assume everybody knows about the movie The Titanic. Sad story. They hit an iceberg. All those people died, all for stupidity. They didn't have the right technology. They didn't, they didn't want to, have the right safety in place. And, and the bottom line is you don't want to be like the Titanic. Okay. So we need to find these iceberg orders, which are big, large block orders. So iceberg orders actually move the market. These are those big volume leaders and these big volume spikes that you're seeing that run up these stocks the way they do. So we need to focus on that, because when you find those, that's how you find these big percentage gainers. Now, with that said, it also goes on the downside. When you have a stock where a stock has got a big seller out there, and if you don't see those, that could also cause a very, dangerous situation on losing money. So let's go right into it and see how we use this data. Okay. We're looking at a stock, DraftKings. All right. Now, the issue with when you're looking at the data on the right, there's a lot of orders out there. And you're probably looking at it like, Fausto, I can't really understand. Like, what do I watch? What I'm looking for? Well, there's only one thing you should be watching. Okay. Is when you own a stock like DraftKings and it's going down, your biggest concern is this: do I take a loss now, or is it going to bounce coming up soon? And the only way that is going to happen is that needs to be an iceberg order somewhere. And when we go to the exchange, the Nasdaq exchange, that costs $15 freaking dollars, okay, and you don't want to spend it, you'll see that there is a 124,000 share buyer around 1650. Now, when you go back to the chart, you'll see how the stock went from $18, came all the way to 1650 at 1 o'clock and decided, maybe I'll go up. And you have no damn clue, and the stock goes all the way to 1720. Not because it's 1650. Oh, it's one of those, when the moons hit the stars and the Bollinger Band crosses with the MACD and the Fibonacci Listen, at the end of the day, there's only one reason why the stock went up. demand. And the demand was the 124,000 shares buyer at 1650. Now, let's look at the next example. Here's a stock, CTIC. Big mover, had a big pop. You ever go in a position and like, oh man, I want to hold it. I want to make money. Like, damn it, I should have sold it. I got greedy. I was up money. I sold the stock. Well, here you have an example of a limit order that if you were out there joining that so-called 250,000 share seller at $6, maybe you could have got out at 6 also. But because you're following some newsletter or you listen to someone on TV or you're getting your technical analysis involved or your emotion involved, it had nothing to do with it other than you were not watching who was out there. Think about this for a second. What smarter and better trading decisions would you have made if you were able to see what those people were doing? I mean, it's almost like common sense. Okay, so regarding about your question, Dave. Dave's question is here. It seems easy, but real time, it's much more difficult. It moves too fast. Any tip on it, how to manage this? Yes, and I got great news for you, Dennis. I'm going to invite you and everybody in here in my trading room for not one day, but for one whole week, and I'm going to show you how to actually see this live in the market. Okay. Now, remember, if you look at this video right here, and by the way, when we're done, you're more than welcome to watch it when you register. You can see me how I'm actually talking about it, explaining it right through Nasdaq. Nasdaq wants you and TradeStation and Metastock and Benzinga and Thinkorswim. They want you to know how to play the game. Because if you know how to play the game, you'll make smarter and better trading decisions. But I'm going to show you how to see it. And just like to get to your question, David, regarding that, yes, it looks easier on a screenshot. And it might be very difficult when the market's moving. But once you start, if you know where to look, you'll see that sometimes, maybe you're trading a stock that's moving too fast. That's the way I say. Let's go look at AMD, brand name stock, nothing crazy. You ever go into a stock and like, oh, I finally bought the stock and damn it, I got in the wrong price. The stock is going down. And it's like, do I sell it? Or on the other hand, how about some of you seen the stock like, oh my God, the stock's getting crushed. I love it. I think it's going to be a buy. And by the way, everything is eventually a buy. Nothing goes from $77 down to zero without having a couple of bounces. So for everybody here, what is going to make AMD go back up? Just give me in the chat. What do we need for it to go back up? Think about it. What did we learn so far? Yes. And by the way, every single one of you that are in the room right now should say that right now in the chat room. I want to see everyone out there and say buyers, 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 demand. Good one. Anyone else? Just put it in there. By the way, if you can't chat, you can't trade. All right? Don't be scared. No one's going to pick on you. No one's going to embarrass you. No one's going to rat you out to your spouse. Okay? Thank you very much, Keith. Everybody. Jabit, very good. Thank you very much. That's what I want to see. Buyers, right? Buyers. Buyers. Everyone, buyers. Now, do you see a buyer in a chart? Because I damn don't see one. All right? Do you? I don't. So let's look over here. Here we're looking at Nasdaq Book Viewer, and you'll notice right there, right around the so-called $75.40, got an 88,000 share buyer, right? What do you think is going to happen when we get to that 88,000 share buyer at $75.40? What could possibly happen? Could it go down? Could it go up? What do you think? Listen, you guys are trading. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be scared. I'm just curious. What do you think? I hope you come up with the same answer. And the answer is it probably is going to go up, right? So what do we got going on here? Stock goes from 77.40 all the way down to 740. 75.40, goes right back up. I don't know. Is that like, ooh, the candlestick, the wick is thicker than this one? They got the 5 soldier, green soldiers. I hear this most craziest crap that some of these people make up these stories. You know, they're like, you could keep telling yourself that all day long. Okay. At the end of the day, it has nothing to do what you thought that something did. It only had to do about one thing. That buyer is the one that drove up that stock. Okay. Exactly. It's going to go up and you're going to have buyers. Very good. Now, did I confuse anybody yet? Is anyone lost? I mean, of all the people that are here right now, is anyone confused or just out of curiosity, my own? No? Everybody's doing well? Everybody's getting along? Good. It's basically what I'm looking at. All right. So did anyone trade coin in this past week? I don't know if you guys ever looked at it or saw what happened. Coin had a really nice move. It ran about 5% in about 20 minutes. Nice stock. Went from like 51 up to 53. You could see here 950 to about 1020 now. The thing that you have to look at is, okay, do you ever own a stock and you're making money? And you're like, okay, I'm making good money. Let me go out there. But the question is, okay, where are you getting out? Where's your limit? Okay, where is everyone else? Who are you to think you're smarter than the 22,000 share seller out there? Now, you might think like, it doesn't really sound like a lot, 22,000, but look at everybody that trades on the Nasdaq. 600 shares, 100 shares, 200 shares, 5 shares. I don't know how many people here would trade 5 shares of coin. What is that, about $20, $25 of a purchase? Maybe for a beginner. 100, but 22,000 is literally almost like 20 to 50 times more than the average order out there. I don't know about you, but without looking at a chart, without looking at some news, I would probably think, yeah, definitely there's some resistance levels there. And guess what? What did it do on the chart? Went right at that resistance and came right back down. So it's all about having a game plan. And it's all about iceberg orders. You see, you cannot have a support level without those buyers. You can not have a resistance levels without those sellers. And all of you here, and listen, I just came back from a very big conference, a bunch of gurus out there. Some are really good, some are really terrible. Okay. Some of you are trying to make money off you. Some are really trying to, give some back to society and helping everyone. But you need to do your homework and you need to listen very carefully. But if you believe that there is such thing of buyers and sellers in a market, this is what you need to be doing. Okay. Not focusing on the past, but reading and focusing on the future. Now, where can I get book viewer? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to hold any punches. You can go right to that data store. Okay. But let me warn you first. I really don't recommend anyone buying it unless at the end of this presentation, you let me show you in the market, because you might do more harm than good. It's like saying, hey, I just introduced you that you could buy your own car. You have to deal with public transportation. And you're like, damn, where do I buy one? Oh, the dealer's right at the corner. But I warn you, don't buy it because I can still do a road test with you. And we all know you would never give your keys to your loved ones, without basically learning someone teaching you how to drive first. So, but anyway, this is not the Fausto software. This is not the Mr. The Mr. Whatever big, .com, whatever. This is Nasdaq. This is their exchange. People paid millions of dollars for this when we first got started. Now it costs a fraction of that. So how can I tell if iceberg orders are broken through? Now, next question you probably want to ask is like, well, how do we know if resistance levels get broken all the time? How do we know they're going to break them? How do you know if they're going to go past them? Well, there's time and sales. Listen, people might think that's a good deal and they want to buy for their institutions. So there's things that you have to look at also that will come in that I'll show you during the market hours when you come join my trading room. Now, let's talk about level 4. Level 4 is really going to shock you and really knock off your socks. Okay. So now what we're going to do is on the right-hand side, you'll see there's your level 3. The level 4 version is more of a heat map. Now, what's cool about this heat map is you can watch a couple tutorials on it. By the way, everybody here, if you can do this right now, if you're on YouTube, you should have a little alert like follow us. Please click on that link right now. If you could just, I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. Click on that link right now, because you will get these alerts of all these things, these tips that we're going to give you if you want to learn how to trade. So, and like I said, feel free to ask questions on them. We answer them back. This is why we've been in business for so long. All right. So please take that time to do that. Now, if you're using like Thinkorswim, or you're using or TradeStation, or any of the big brokerage firms, we'll teach you how we can implement it, because a lot of these plugins actually go into these platforms. Now, let's get started. Let's talk about something that we traded yesterday, Apple. Okay. Now, Apple had a very, very nice run up. Now, what will make Apple go down? Sellers. And you'll notice here that we had on the right-hand side, on the level 3 version of it, you had a 205,000 share seller out there. That's no joke. 200,000? Talking $30 million worth of stock there. Okay. Now, you see this little red line? This little red line is an indicator that seller has been out there since 9:30. Now, when the market started, the stock was around 138. And you'll notice it had a little resistance levels here, 139, 134. But the seller got executed. But it wasn't as dark as the guy at 140, because that was more of a major seller. Now, what happens if that stock gets executed? Because in theory, you'll see from 9:35 up until about 10 o'clock, really had a tough time getting past it. But eventually, someone executed that stock, and it basically sat there for a little bit, and then the stock broke out and went all the way to 143. And you could see it with those red lines. It came to the next resistance at 141, kind of settled there. Finally, it broke out. We knew there was another seller. He's been out there since 9:30 at 142. He got executed. And there was even another seller at 143. And you could see it there. He's been out there all the way to 11:30, and he got executed. So when you're seeing, like, being a good day trader or trader in general, you can do this on swing trading too. By knowing where those sellers are at is going to give you that game plan where you need to get out. And if that seller gets executed, you have a game plan and say, okay, well, listen, we just took out the guy at 140. I know I didn't. Someone did. This stock's going to 141 with or without you. And if you are one of the negative person out there that says, oh, I hate Apple, they screwed me on my phone, I'm shorting this stock because I think it's a garbage company. Okay, great. Let me know how that works out for you. Okay? Because if you were the person that's short at 140, guess what? You're going to be down $1 like that. And if that guy gets done, you're going to be down $2. And if that guy gets done, you're going to be down $3. And now what did you become? You became an investor, and now you're going to get yourself crushed. This is why people fail all the time. And this is why I love my job. I love talking to people like you to make you realize that when you open up your eyes and find out that you actually have access to have a seat on the exchange, it just brings you to a totally new level. Let's look at the stock Mara. It was another nice little run up. Now, Mara was obviously being one of the blockchain stocks, which, listen, you're a fan of blockchain, you're anti-crypto because what happened to FTX, it's irrelevant. Bottom line is this: stock had a really nice move, had a big iceberg order right here around $63,000 at $8.50. And not only that, you could see it started building something called a Fausto flag. Now, if you'll notice, that seller got executed. Okay, but it took about an hour to get through him, to execute all those orders. And as you're watching it, and you always wonder, like, oh, I want to sell it, I want to get out. It's having a tough time. But as that seller was getting executed, the stock obviously broke out and went higher. Not only did it go higher, it went to the next biggest seller, which was more the major resistance of 135,000 at $9. So as I zoomed out, that 64,000 wasn't as grand as the guy at $9. Now, could you, I don't know, I'm going to make a stupid question right now. Do you guys see that? Do you see 135,000 shares at $9? Well, what does that tell you? Like, what are you thinking right now that you're in a stock called Mara and you're coming up to 135,000 share sellers? I mean, I know what I'm thinking. I don't know what you're thinking. I'm thinking I want to get out. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. Let's go over another example of supports. Okay. So here's stock Coinbase coming down. Big iceberg order showed up right around here. You can see it got red, it got lighter. That means that he put an order out there, he canceled, he had a little bit more. And you know what? As we're looking at it, you could see it. The stock is really coming down to this big support level at 54. It hit it, went to 54.90, came back down to 54. But it never went past 54. And from 10:30 up until 1 o'clock, that guy was not leaving. He goes, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. You got to execute me. And someone like, you know what? He's not selling. I'm not selling. And that stock for about an hour, you could have had a game plan, and it ran from 54 up to 56. Do you know that's a $2 move? You know what $2 on 1,000 shares? That's $2,000. Do it every day. It's a $500,000 salary. Okay. If you only got half that, it's $250,000. If you got half that, made only 50 cents, it's 100,000. So you have to understand that you don't got to kill it like most people try to do. But by having and knowing where those support and resistance levels are, by having those orders to confirm that what you saw in the past is indicative of the future, is going to only make you not make better trades, but smarter trades. One of my favorite strategies is the most common. I see this all the time. GNS, right, had a 65,000 share iceberg order on the ask at $4. Look at this big seller out there. And you know what? He wasn't there around 10 o'clock, and you could see he started adding himself in there. All right. And what I love about this, I love breakouts. And when I see a breakout and I see a big iceberg order like that got executed, it makes me drool, because somebody is might be what you might know is so-called a short squeeze, or it's going to be a breakout and say, hey, you know what? Someone really sold it. And like, damn, this stock is that valuable. Someone's willing to buy that many shares. Guess what? I'm not a seller. I'm a buyer. So that's what causes these stocks to run up and go up where they are. But the game plan is you always got to know where is the other sellers out there in the future. Because if you didn't, then you'll see once you hit support becomes resistance, and you got to know where the next resistance is, because $4 to $4.50, a 50-cent move in a matter of 10 minutes, is a pretty big profit. So we need to know these huge orders, and you got to be responsible to create, because they're the ones that create these big moves, like it or not. So when it comes to trading, you got to have a game plan. You got to know where the liquidity is. You got to know if it's easier, if it's harder, is it the same? Because it just makes it easier. With that volatility out there, and with those orders out there, and seeing it, it makes your job easier. It makes your job a little bit more disciplined to get out. So you're not in the hoping strategy. And this is what also makes it very important. Iceberg orders can move the stock further and faster when there are less orders in the way. But when you see those big orders, you're more keen to know where to get in and get out. This is why we love to thrive on strategy. Now, by the way, this also works for options. It works for futures. It works with cryptocurrency. All this data, you can get it. Okay. Now, for me personally, it just freaks me out how no one here has never learned this. Like some of you right here are probably saying, like, I don't understand. I take your classes. Why did I never heard of this before? Why is nobody talk about this? Why all of a sudden now? I mean, and I've been doing this for 30 years, and let me answer that question for you. They're not traders. They were never hired as being a market maker like me. Listen, but the guy in Texas sounded great. He makes sense. Yeah, you know what? No disrespect to anyone in Texas, but when I think of Texas, I think of big steaks and I think of oil. Okay? Oh, the guy in California, he's making money hands over the fist. Listen, what's in California? Great wine and movies. Okay? When you hear somebody's from New York, what do you think of? Theater, restaurants, mainly the stock market. Okay? Just like what comes to mind with you about Chicago? The CBOE. That's all. So you got to go with people do it all day. And not only that, but you should look at, and this is also, to make you smarter as finding a good guru, who endorses them? Like, who endorses them? Like, what brokerage firm out there is endorsing? Like, is Thinkorswim endorsing them? Is TradeStation endorsing them? Is Nasdaq, is the New York Stock Exchange endorsing them? Because let me tell you, they do background checks on us. They do credit checks on us. So they don't want us to speak in front of their audience if they know that we're, trying to pull a fast one. So it's another thing you've always got to take into consideration. So getting back to what we've learned, and alongside, what I want to do is I want to invite you all to come to my team. Now, we have something that's called the Cyber Group Trading Room. I was the first one that started it. It's very popular, and I want to show all of you how to do this and see it live in the market. Because you know what? Listen, I get it. Everyone could put a nice little PowerPoint together. Everyone can make them sound better than what it is, right? But don't you want someone to practice what they preach? Or more importantly, wouldn't you want to see if other people like yourself can do this on their own? Because that's really what comes down to it. Listen, I'm a 12-time champion. Big deal. I beat every school I went up against. Big deal. All right? Doesn't mean I'm a good teacher. Right? I know a lot of great. Listen, in my trading room, I know a lot of. You're going to meet some good professional athletes, NFL players, baseball players, and there's all different types of people in here. Engineers, grandmas and grandpas, everyone. But just because they were a great athlete doesn't mean they could be a good coach. You know what I mean? But some of the greatest coaches were athletes, right? So that's what you need to understand. So this is what we're going to do. We made some major changes. I don't know if anyone has seen this in the past, but we now implemented an app. You can access the trading room. So you don't have to be by a computer all day. You get alerts. We'll tell you what's moving. We'll give you watch list, all that good stuff. But most importantly is you're going to be part of a community of traders like yourself. So you get to kind of work together and trade together like a team. Now, the biggest things that we traded is our membership. Okay. So just to highlight a couple of big things that we've done, we're going to talk about some of the stocks that we were in, things that made big runs, why they went up, why they went down. Because remember, the goal is, you hear about these movers, but I don't know if everyone here was ever in any of them. So you're going to meet these people, the Andreas, the Joyce, the Rogers, the Kathleen's, all these traders. And you're going to see how they interact with each other, because hopefully we're going to make you one of those people too. And believe me, they want to help you, because there are millions of people out there, and 90% of them are going to lose all their money. It's just, I hate to say it, you can't pretend you're a doctor without going to med school, for crying out loud. And you can't go in an emergency room and do surgery if you never worked underneath someone. So stop pretending and go out there and do it the first time. And we want to show you how to do that. And you'll see why we have a 5-star rating on Google, and you'll read all the good testimonials of people out there of not more or less our the great trades, but the customer service, the interaction. Listen, the worst thing that could happen to you is you find out that trading is not for you. Actually, I apologize. It's probably the best thing that could happen to you. Trading is not for everybody, but you should not go out there and not try it and just see if it works. Because these are what these people have been are telling me, and you can go on Google, you can look at all of them. All right. Now, traders use indicators on charts. Listen, it tells a fraction of the story. We don't use indicators because they're laggers. That's really what it comes down to it. So we try to teach how to keep things simple, follow the data, and just follow the orders, and that will make life so much easier. So to stop pretending about the past, we're focusing on the future. Now, and that's why you have to learn before you can earn. It's actually a picture of me doing a speaking at Charles Schwab. Okay, and just to name a few, these brokerage firms want you to get educated. They want you to be surrounded by good gurus. Okay, you're all going to need not one but several until you find what's a nice niche for you. But you got to try a little bit. Okay, don't be scared. You don't got to be there all day. It's not a full-time job, but what's good for them is good for you. So don't worry about doing all the research. They've done it for you. So this is what I'm going to do. I want to invite everybody in my trading room. This is a little sample of what it looks like. Okay, you're going to see the trading platform. You're going to see the students. You're going to see the chat. We just want you to see if other people make money doing it. We want to show you how we actually coach our traders, and hopefully you'll be one of them. We want to show you how to get out of them so you don't get suckered in and lose more money than you should. And that's really what it comes down to it. And we do a lot of live audio commentary. We go from 9 o'clock in the morning till 10:30 Eastern, and then we go all the way to the afternoon, 2:30 to 4. Trading's not a full-time job. Listen, if you're watching this video, you can come later, you can come in the morning. There's always a time when to trade, okay? Now, we're also going to give you access to our Q&A workshops that we do. We do a live commentary with our traders. We'll have great guest speakers that come in our trading room at the quiet times. And we're always, we have great gurus that just want to help. We really want to do charity work. I mean, listen, I do a lot of charity. I do bail reform. I help people in jails to learn how to trade the market. So when they get out, they can, hopefully they'll get into finance. How hard it is for somebody like that to get a job and hire, but you know what? Let them know a little bit more finance. I do that. I help retirees, all that stuff. So these people want to give back to the community. So that's kind of the people we surround ourselves with. Yes, this is all live. J-Rod, this is all live. Absolutely. Now, a couple amazing things that we've done in the trading room. Like I told you, I want to take a couple of questions, and these are a couple of popular questions that people did come up with. All right. Now, does this work for volatile markets? Damn right it does. If there's no volatility, you're not going to make any money. And that's a mistake a lot of people make. They keep trading the same stock. They keep trading it. You know what? If you're an Intel fan, today's your lucky day. If you were trading Intel for the past 2 months, you've been basically kicking tires. Okay. How much money you need to start? Not a lot. That's a misconception people make. Okay. Listen, does $15 sound like a lot to get the data? You know what I mean? So don't worry about how much money you need right now. Right now, you need to make sure that if this is a career you want to go down, you'll find the money if you think that if this is a good investment. Other than that, you got to start somewhere. Like I told you, and please don't be shy to go out there and watch and read all about the reviews on CTU. Not more or less about the winners and losers, but how we change their lives and how we really care and be as honest as we can with you, because that's really the great part about it. Here's basically a lineup of what you guys are going to be getting. These are the time slots. It's going to be everything we do. This is a pretty busy schedule. You don't got to be there all day. If you could just be there for 1 hour a day, that's more than enough. Now, what does it cost? $9. Hell, that's even cheaper than the $15 we talked about. Yes, $9. Let me tell you why it's $9. I don't care about your $9. The $9 and is all it is to tell me if you're a real person or not. That's it. We're not going to invite anybody in the room, and you don't want to be in a free room. Okay? You don't want to be in a free room. You want to be able to be with people that are serious. So the $9, there's the link. We just posted it up there, up on the screen. You can even call us right there. But there's the link. And basically, we just want you to see what's going on. And you know what? If you feel like it's not for you, I'll give you $9 back. I don't need your $9. I'm looking for traders that are looking to make 5-6 figures. Not the 7 figures, not the 8 figures. I hate people talking about that. Just making a nice day's pay. Listen, we know Social Security is not going to pay enough. We know that you can't live off your pension. You got to build on it. And what you're doing now is probably not even working. Because if it did, you probably wouldn't be here. So go out there, make a small investment, pay the $9, give us a week, and if you don't like it, I'll give you money back. Now, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the trading room. You're going to get workshops. Actually, you know what I'm even going to do? I'll throw this as a bonus. Did you ever talk to the owner? Ever talk to the owner? Mate, would it be cool to say, you know, Fausto, is there any probability chance I could talk to you after doing this and see if it's for me or not? Yes, I am going to throw that in for $9. What a waste of my time. You know what? Is it a waste of my time? You know what? If I could change your life and I know that we're going to make money together, it's not a waste of my time because I need to interview you. So think of this $9 as an application fee to be part of the CTU community. And then now I'm going to throw in there, we're going to sit there and we're going to have a conversation. So listen, I know a lot of people are in these webinars all the time. You're like, there is absolutely no way that XY Mike is going to talk to me. There is no way that the CEO of, that would be awesome and have that privilege. But this is what separates us from everyone else. I will be completely honest with you if you're completely honest with me. Make a $9 commitment. Get in that trading room. Let me teach you about level 3. Let me teach you about level 4. Let me teach you about not being the next Titanic. Let me show you how to read charts, not backwards. Let my staff work with you and meet these people around the world in our trading room so you could see why we trade a stock like BZFO, why we trade a stock like AI. Make that investment in yourself. Because if you don't, I want to give you the next best advice. You should quit trading and you should start interviewing stockbrokers and do what you do best. You're probably better off flipping hamburgers, getting paid $15 an hour. Okay. I was talking to someone just 2 days ago, and he's been trading for about 15 months. And he says, "Great. How much you making?" "Well, I made about 15,000. Like 15, what? 150,000? I said, "No, 15,000. I made money. You worked all year to make $15,000? Would you work for $1 an hour? Isn't that like child labor?" He's like, "You want to be honest?" I'm like, "Yeah, listen, the reason why everyone talks about the stock market, why, Congress hates, all these people always going after, we got to go after Wall Street. We got to tax those people because they know we make a lot of money. We know how to push the buttons, and I know you want to be able to push the buttons, and I know you want to work with the mouse and just click and live in your nice bubble and not deal with the general public and worry about getting sued, worrying about the labor department, this, whatever. Trading is a great job, but you got to know how to do it right. Otherwise, you'll get yourself in trouble. So you got the link right there. Click on it, register it. I got a couple of people I've registered right now. A couple of call outs right here. Jeffrey, I just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Looking forward to it. Robert, just got your registration. Thank you very much. Guys, listen, very important. When you fill out that questionnaire, when you fill out that application, we're going to ask you 5 questions. Please let us know. How'd you hear about us? Who's your broker? Who trained you? what kind of trading you do. Do you have level 3? Really like 5 questions. The more you tell us about us, the more we're able to help you. Okay. The less you tell about us, you might be embarrassed or shocked. It's okay. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I heard everything. And when you think your story's worse, I could tell you one that's 10 times worse than that. But just be honest with us. We'll be honest with you. We'll get you in our trading room. Oh, wow. Look, they're trading a nice stock right now. Let me just show you. I'm going to show it to you. Let me show you what you're going to be looking at right here. This stock right here is making a big move. Here's the trading room. See it right here? LCID. You see, here we got Josh, one of the instructors, talking about it. Look, he just tell you right here, it's a 25,000 share print at $10. The guy got filled. Let me bring it up on level 4 and see what he's talking about. What was that symbol? Hold on, let me bring it up over here. I just want to curious and see what's going on. What a nice mover he's got. LCID. Let's go see what he's talking about. LCID. Bring up the data on this one right here and see what's happening. By the way, does anyone have any stocks you want me to look at? I mean, I know everyone here is trading. You guys must have something. Tell me. I'll look up it right now. Any stock. I'll tell you. We'll see what your thoughts are, and I'll tell you if you're doing right. What you're doing is right and wrong. Anyone have a problem with that? Here we go. LCD. Yeah, you can see that there was a couple of big iceberg orders. Data still loading up over here. But yeah, look at that thing. Big order right here. $10 order was right here. Looks like he was done right here. Look at these orders that are coming in. I'm missing data right here. My system still has to load up. But you can see the buyers just showed up right around here, and they just bid up the stock. Look at that. Since we got off the phone at 12:50, the thing ran from, look, what did he say right there? This ain't horse shit. He came out and he said that at 12:36, right? That's the timestamp right there. 12:36 is right around here. Guy got filled. So if you were one of the people in the trading room, the stock went from 10. If you got out right now at 10:60, I don't think you really would have a problem paying $9, would you? Huh? Anyone have a problem with that? I don't see. Why not? So there you go. There's everything. Okay, we got somebody who wants me to look at AMC. All right. You want to look at AMC? All right. So AMC, let's look over here and bring it up. Move this down over here. So AMC had a nice run up, but it's pretty much garbage. I wouldn't trade the stock right now. It hasn't done anything. I would rather trade the LCID than trade AMC. There's absolutely zero going on in AMC. I just attempted to, and they just called me back. They did? Okay. We mean our office? Well, listen, the best thing to do is just register online. A couple of quick other shout outs really quick. I got a couple of people here registering. Let me just do a couple of more shout outs here. Who else we got here? We got Pam. I got your registration. Welcome aboard. Ralph, got your registration. Thank you. Thanks very much. I'm shocked that more people ain't registering. What are you guys afraid of? Are you afraid? There are almost 100 people that have been in here so far. What are you afraid of? You're going to lose out at $9? What are you afraid of? Are you afraid to someone's going to admit that you've been doing it wrong this whole time? If you want to make a career at trading, jump in now and learn how to trade these stocks and what's driving them up and able to follow these orders. Get the workshops, get the traders talk, get your appointment with me personally. For what? I know what the problem is. It's too cheap, right? It's definitely too cheap. There's got to be a catch. There's got to be a catch. Nothing costs $9 because some of you probably said, "Hey, I had to learn more than this. It's got to be at least $9,900." What happens after? Nothing. You don't want to move after 1 week. We're not going to do like an auto bill. We're not going to make you come to New York and meet us in the office on between the hours of 12 and 12:30. we're open to cancel. We don't play that game. I am looking for people that are serious traders that want to make money. That's really what it comes down to it. All right. So with that said, fellow traders, thank you very much for coming. I hope you learned a lot. I look forward to seeing everybody in the trading room. Please, when you register, you all going to be assigned a education advisor. He's going to book your appointments. He's going to do a walkthrough with you. He's going to tell you what to look for. So when you go into this trading room, you're not confused. Okay, do that, and then from there we'll be able to, and then we'll hopefully have a lot of fun together. All right. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, click the bottom button on the bottom where you subscribe to our channel, so you can still get our YouTube alerts and stuff like that, and are logged into our inside inner circle where you get to see all these good videos. But with that said, go out there and make that little $9 free investment. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Happy trading, everybody, and we'll see you all in the trading room.